everyone, this is Stamping Songbird, and today I'm going to do a 12 by 12 layout, actually an 8 by 8, using this beautiful designer paper from Stampin' Up. It's called Everyday Enchantment. I'm not sure if they still sell it, so it's from Stampin' Up, Everyday Enchantment. And I'm going to do actually an 8 by 8 layout on top of this 12 by 12 page. So I'm going to choose the orangey coral color and the green, and as you can see there's a bit of shading on the corners, but I wanted it to stand out a little bit more because I'm going to use an old picture, so I wanted it to look vintagey. So I took this binder clip, put a sponge on it, and started to sponge the edges of all the papers that I was going to do. So I've already pre-done this and just showing you quickly how I did it. And I'm going to put this to the side and show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I want the base of my picture or scrapbooking layout to be this corally color, and this is a picture of my mom when she was a little girl. She was a baby, maybe 2 years old, 1 or 2, and I mounted it on some very vanilla cardstock, and I sponged all the way around it to make it look even older because it is a copy of an old picture. Then I mounted that on top of a piece of 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 chocolate chip Stampin' Up cardstock. So I'm just matting that there just to give it a bit of a frame, although it's very subtle. I'm going to put that to the side. And these are some pieces of paper from the Everyday Enchantment, and this piece measures 4 by 8. And I've already sponged the edges on all the pieces that I'm going to use because, as you know, and I say in every single video, I like to pre-plan my layout, and then what I don't plan is the embellishments. So here I'm putting down the 4 by 8 piece of designer paper, and this is a 2 by 8 piece of designer paper, which I've also sponged around the edges. And I'm going to put that on the left side. I have a thing about putting things on the left side. I don't know why. I'm not even a lefty, but I like things on the left. So I'm going to put that on the left over that 4 by 8 piece. Okay, so there you can see it looks a little vintagey because of the sponging. Now I took this 2 pieces of paper, designer paper, and chocolate chip cardstock, and I punched with one of Stampin' Up's label punches, but I think this is the scallop label punch. And then I matted those, put the chocolate chip on the back of the green one, and put both pieces on the back of the photo. So I'm gathering pieces of embellishments that I think would go well with something vintagey. So these are all metal clips and paper clips and brads that are all bronzy in color. So I put this paper clip on the left side, and then I'm using this very thin punch to punch 2 holes on the bottom right corner. And this is kind of hard to do because once you do the first one, it's okay, but you can't really see where the second one is. But I got it pretty aligned. So I'm going to add 2 brads that are kind of a bronzy color that I'd gotten from a very old kit that Stampin' Up used to sell that came in a tin can with really old vintagey things like frames that were made of metal. They're beautiful, and I still have a ton left, so I try to use those as much as I can. Put those there, open up the brads, and now I'm ready to put the photo down. So here I'm starting to change my mind about where to put the picture, so I flip over the 8 by 8 piece, and I think I like it this way better. I did want my striped papers to be, or the 2 colored papers to be on the left, but I thought they looked better on the bottom. So I'm going to add enough adhesive because I do have 2 pieces of metal embellishments, and I want to make sure they stick. And I'm using AdTech tape runner from Marshall's, that every time I see it there, I stock up. So there's the photo, and this is the part that I don't pre-plan. I don't pre-plan the embellishments or the titles or anything like that. So I'm going to place this on this 12 by 12 sheet, and originally I wanted the coral side, but because my 8 by 8 piece had coral on it, didn't make sense. It would just blend in. So I decided to flip it over, and it's hard to see on camera, but this side has green and coral in it. And it's very pretty, so it coordinates very well. I did not pre-sponge this piece of 12 by 12 paper, so I'm doing that now. I sped it up so that you're not sitting here watching this for a long time because it could be a little cumbersome. So I'm just sponging, and I use the binder clip to hold my sponge because I always end up with ink all over my fingers. And even with the sponge, my left index finger and thumb still get stained with the ink, but at least it's just one hand this time. So I'm going to put that to the side. And now I'm ready to place my 8x8 piece on top of the 12x12. And I'm sorry about the glare. I didn't realize that glare was there at this point. So it's probably going to stay there for the rest of the video. So here I have some pieces of 3D stickers that I had from a Mambi kit I'd used in another video. Those were leftovers. And some thickers, the Emma series that I found at Marshall's for $1.49. And another thicker set from the Dear Lizzie series. That one's called Treasure. So I pulled those out because they coordinate. And these are some dots that also coordinate, and they're from Stampin' Up as well. So I decided to place my 8x8 piece in the center because that way it gives me room to place embellishments above, below, or on either side. And I didn't put too much adhesive because this adhesive is from Marshall's. It's called AdTech, and it is very strong. I only placed a lot on the piece that had the metal embellishments. So I'm going to grab my stickers and see what I can use. And again, I never planned this. This is the part that usually takes me the longest. I never know what I want to use until my basic layout is placed on my 12x12 paper. So I decided to put that piece there because it's sort of a crafty gold color, and it says the word precious on it. I thought it fit with the fact that the picture is of a baby. And then I decided to use the Emma thickers set because the letters and numbers are kind of glittery, but in a goldish, copperish color. So I thought that would go well with the sticker that I just used. And I thought I'd put down the year that this picture was taken. Now, this is not the year my mom was born. This is my estimation of how old she was. When I showed her the layout when it was done, she says, well, I wasn't born that year. And I said, I know, Mom, you weren't a newborn in this picture. So it didn't make sense to write down the year that she was born. It made sense to write down the year that the picture was taken, and my estimation was the year was correct. But I don't know how old she was exactly. She looks like she was around 1 or 2. So I'm looking at my letters, my thickers, and I'm thinking, what can I put as a title? Because again, I don't plan that before. So I'm counting the letters and I'm thinking, I can put Puerto Rico at the top because Puerto Rico is where my mom was born and where my family is from. So here I am just trying to count and see where my letters would fit. And I'm thinking that I have room to put both words. And for anyone out there, it's pronounced Puerto Rico, which means rich port, not Puerto Rico, like most people say. I don't know why people say Puerto Rico. It's not Puerto Rico, it's Puerto, although Puerto means port. I just wanted to throw that in there. So here I'm putting in the first part of the country's name, Puerto, and I'm realizing that Rico may not fit. So I start with the letter O for Rico, and I realize I need to move things over. Luckily, the thickers, you're able to move them over if you don't press them down too hard. So I'm moving over the Puerto part so that I can fit in Rico. So rich port, Puerto Rico is almost at the top. I thought it was a fitting picture since the picture was taken there and she was born there. And it fits perfect. That art kind of looked a little funny to me. I think one of the legs was short. It was kind of bugging me, but I stuck it on anyway. So now I noticed that my little tag on the side is not sticking well, and the Mambi Kit stickers, the foam adhesive that's on the back, they're always so bad. They never stick. The foam is always too short, so I just rip it off and put on some regular tape runner adhesive. So now I'm thinking, what else can I put in this layout? I'm thinking my mom's name. So I don't want to put her entire name, so I decided to just put her nickname. And when you see it, you're going to think it's pronounced one way when it's really pronounced another, and I'll let you know what that is. So here I'm putting down her nickname, which is very short. And it looks like Villy, V-I-L-L-Y, but it's not Villy because in Spanish, the double L is pronounced ya. So it's Villy, and which is a nickname for Virginia. And now I'm checking out my stickers again, wondering if there's anything else I can add, Do I want to add anything else? Is it going to be too much? But I figure let's balance that left and right side somehow. And I put the sticker, the 3D sticker love in the glittery gold because it balances the right side. There's Puerto Rico. I sponged the side. Beautiful mommy as a little girl. The year that the picture was taken. Precious love, her name. And it's perfect. All done. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Happy scrapbooking!